Hello and welcome to this FA Cup special of Park Life as the Grecians head to Kent to take on Gillingham. Coming up on today's show, we hear from the manager Matt Taylor, the lovable Joel Randall, and we look back at a classic encounter with Gillingham. But let's take a look back on Tuesday night when the Grecians hit Colchester for 6.
Fine, he's good, he's good, he's good.
Now Joel Randall gets a low crossing towards the near post. It's stabbed in at the near post as well, and it's another one for Matt J, 7th goal of the season, and it is Exeter City 1, Colchester United 0.
Well, we're just saying it was scrappy, wasn't it? Not a lot happened. Jack Sparks did really well, won the throw-in, showed great strength when the throw-in was taken. Ball came across, great little back flick, wasn't it? I think it looked to me like it was his heel that put it in there. Definitely his left foot, great little flick. Joel Randall knocked some great balls in there, hasn't he?
Keep it going, keep it going.
Bowman. Oh, go on. Ball through. Now is Jay on side. He is Matt J. Jay squares it. Tapping for Randall, and it is 2-0 for Exeter City. They worked that one really well, and Matt J, selfless personified there, just rolled it into the path of Joel Randall. It goes back above him in the goal scoring charts now. It is Exeter City 2, Colchester United 0.
Oh, well played, Matt J. Absolutely well played. He bided his time. He drew the goalkeeper. Joel Randall, I just wonder whether he thought he wasn't going to get it.
There's low cross in, and it's slid into the back post, and it is Ryan Bowden who's got his goal, and it is 3-0 now to City. Lovely move again by the Grecians, and well, they're opening Colchester up at will. Exeter City 3, Colchester United 0, and this must be a real worry for Steve Ball. The ball slid in by Ryan Bowman, his 3rd goal of the season. It's a 3rd as well for Exeter City. Ball out to the left-hand side, and Sparks again. Lovely play by Randall to skip away from his man. It's opening up for him down this left-hand side. Randall prodded across, and it's a tap in for Ryan Bowman, almost on the goal line. I thought somehow miraculously he managed to get it up and over the top of the crossbar, but he hasn't. It is a 4th goal for Exeter City, and they're over the hill and out of sight, and maybe time now for Matt Taylor to have a look at some of those substitutions. For Exeter City 4, Colchester United 0.
Well, that little shimmy there on the left-hand touchline by Joel Randall wouldn't have looked out of place at Unit 1, would it? A great little shuffle there. He's got his dancing shoes on. He put it across there. Great ball across.
Well, that's a good ball out to the right-hand side. Here is Levy, goes past Hartridge, and he's scored in off the post. comes Matt Jay. Still going Jay, out to Sparks, drills it, and it's pushed onto the crossbar. Bowman has tapped it in, and Bowman is onside. His first thought was to look across. It's a combined range of, well, less than a yard. It must be. He was almost on the goal line again.
Well, he's almost apologising, isn't he?
Well, he needs to apologise to Roger, obviously. It's 5-1 to Exeter City.
Sorry, Rog. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? You know.
You're going to have plenty of chances to do that. Bowman back, it goes to a Jose, who's hit the outside of the post, and then the first man to react is Matt Jay. That is shocking defending by Colchester. That is absolutely appalling.
Oh, dang.
Because 6-1 now for Exeter City. Matt Jay with the goal, but there was a defender there who just didn't bother to react at all, and Jay came from some distance behind to get in front of him and just stab it into the back of the net.
That is
unforgivable.
After 9 long months, it's not long now until City fans are back where they belong. News from the government means this week that Exeter will be in Tier 2 restrictions from the start of December. That means that up to 2,000 of you will be allowed back here into the park for the first time since March. Exeter City will be working closely with the EFL and the local authorities to ensure that this can be done as safely as possible. The club hope that we will be able to run a test event on the 8th of December when we take on Northampton in the Papa John's Trophy, but of course this is all down to how we work with the EFL and the authorities. Of course, events like this take serious planning, so please bear with us while we do all we can to ensure your return is safe. But I tell you for one, we cannot wait to have you back, and as soon as we're ready, you'll be the first to know. As attention turns from the league to the FA Cup, here is boss Matt Taylor, who hopes his side can make it through to round 3.
Some good players, but a cup tie we're relishing, and certainly one we're looking forward to. Bit of a confidence boost from Tuesday night, but also we're facing a team who've hit a bit of form themselves. So I'm expecting a good game of football. It's easy to say you're expecting a good game of football. You want to be competitive and you want to be involved in a winning game. So we're going to give it a good go this weekend, and like I say, hopefully we'll come back with a chance of a good third round tie.
Obviously, Tuesday's performance was superb. We've seen glimpses all season of capabilities from certain players. Do you think Tuesday showed the squad's entire capabilities to its fullest?
To a certain extent, but we had a good night on Tuesday. Colchester will say they had a poor evening. Things went our way. We had a little bit of luck along the way, but the way we played and the way we went about the game, our approach, we were on the front foot, we were aggressive, and we produced an excellent display. Unfortunately, in football, time moves on pretty quickly, and I'm sure Saturday we've got to be on our mettle because we know what the opposition will be producing in relation to what we've got to withstand. But certainly a confidence booster, and we took our chances. I said, ironically, I actually felt our first half performance was as good as it's been throughout the season, but we only had that one goal to show for it, and we got our rewards in the second half. But Colchester had to change because we got the second and third goals relatively early. So Saturday we'll be totally different. We're really pleased of what happened on Tuesday night, but you move on quickly in football, and we've got a tough game this weekend, but a game which we are looking forward to.
And someone who obviously is going to be full of confidence is Ryan Bowman, who is selected is going to be a great threat. We've seen what he's been capable of on Tuesday, and if we can get him into the right positions, he's a target man, isn't he?
Yeah, look, his game outside the box this season has been excellent. He'll be disappointed in terms of his goal return, but he's on 5 already. Obviously on the back of the big boost of 3 on Tuesday night. Like I say, he's a handful. His work rate and endeavour for the team helps us play in a certain way. Gives the legs around him a chance and gives us a platform. So, like I say, he'll be looking forward to testing himself against the League One opposition in terms of their centre halves, and certainly a lot of centre halves at the moment don't want to play against Ryan Bowman. He's physically strong; he can outrun you, and if he starts adding those goals to his game, then he's an obvious handful for us. But he was one of a number of players. I couldn't really pick anyone out on Tuesday in terms of the individual accolades, but collectively as a team, from 1 to 11, they made a real impact, and then the substitutes as well.
It's time to catch up now with the man we've all affectionately named Goal Randall. Here is our nifty number 14 with his views on the game in the FA Cup.
One thing we've got to look out for, but obviously after Tuesday's win, and we've been on a good run of form recently. I think we go there in high spirits. The team are confident, and hopefully we can get through to the next round.
I think we just take a look at Tuesday, don't we? And the performance from all 11 players on the field was outstanding. I think yourself, a goal and some assists. We can see how much it means to you guys playing out there. And just look at the smile on your face and Josh Key's face after the goal. I think we got the photo of that one. I mean, it's special and it means a lot to you guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it means so much, especially to us academy boys. It's brilliant. It's what I joined as an under 11, and my aim was to break into the first team. That's the goal, and it took probably longer than I wanted to, but I'm here now, and I'm loving every moment. I feel like I'm really confident and enjoying my football, and like I said before, playing with all the other academy boys in the team, it's unbelievable, and I just want to keep that going now.
I mean, 6 goals for yourself this season compared to your target at the start of the season. I mean, how can we compare that? Because I think you said previously that you weren't expecting this much first team action.
No, at the start of the season, I was coming in sort of hopefully get on in the squad for a match day and hopefully come off the bench a couple of times, try and impress and break through that way. But I started the first game of the season. I've been featuring in every game so far in the league, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, secretly deep down, I'd have goals that I wanted to hit with the scoring, but I didn't think I'd get near them. But I'm coming towards it now, so I'm really happy with that.
It's time to rewind the clocks once again now. Here is club historian Will Barrett looking back at the history between the Grecians and the Gills.
Exeter travel to Kent this weekend to face Gillingham for only the 3rd time in English Cup competitions and for the first time in a knockout game away from home. Looking at the records, the less said about our earliest cup encounter, the better, as the Gills comfortably beat the Grecians 4-0 at St James Park in our first and so far only FA Cup tie way back in 1935. Beyond that defeat, our only other cup tie with this season's second round opponents came in the League Cup in 1965, and this time the result was much better, with City winning 2-0 in front of a crowd of almost 8,000, thanks to goals from Wilf Carter and the legendary Alan Banks. That season also saw City pick up another famous win against the Gills as Arnold Mitchell's 40-yard thunderbolt was nicked in for an own goal that ultimately ended Gillingham's incredible run of 52 games without defeat at the Priestfield Stadium. More recently, games against Gillingham have been few and far between, and despite this weekend's match being the 101st game between the sides, our last encounters came back in the 2012-13 season when City's impressive 3-2 away win was followed up by a goalless draw at the Park. In all, City have the edge with 38 wins to 34, and we'll all be hoping that the lads can extend that historic lead and find ourselves in the hat for the 3rd round draw.
It's been 8 years since Exeter last made the trip to Kent to face Gillingham. A goal from Alan Gow and a Jamie Curitan double helped the Grecians seal a 3-2 win. Let's take a look back at that game.
Gillingham's win at the weekend over Morecambe made sure they maintain their lead at the top of League Two. And tonight they take on an Exeter City side who also come here on the back of a victory over Bradford, with just 2 wins in 9 games for Paul Tisdale's side. I'm pleased to say the rain has relented a little as the shot goalwards from Matt Fish hits the top of the crossbar. Gillingham unbeaten in their last 3 meetings against Exeter. Certainly hope to make home advantage count tonight, and a chance of an opening goal for Chris Whelpdale, whose run wasn't checked. And Gillingham do take the lead. It's his 4th league goal of the season, just got there before Arthur Krisiak. Alan Gow with a free kick! Brilliant! It's a fine strike. And Exeter are level in some style as well from Alan Gow. It's a long way out and enough bend and pace on the ball to beat Stuart Nelson. Corner headed in and Cleared off the line. The follow-up shot from Danny Jackman goes over the bar. Gillingham trying to keep some pressure on. This is Jackman. Good cross. Oh, it's gone just wide. It was so close to a second goal for the Gills. Played back by Tully. In towards Cureton! Well, that's where he's at his most dangerous, Jamie Cureton, right in front of goal. League goal number 14 this season. There's Burton. That's a good run here from Weston. Right the way across, looking for Whelpdale in the centre. Well, Krishiak came and the ball goes behind. Fish. Allowed to run by Burton. Still, they can't get a shot in. Can't get the ball clear either here, Exeter, causing themselves all sorts of problems. And, well, they managed to get the ball behind for a corner in the end. Nelson's long ball forward once again. Jackman! Was another wonderful strike. We saw a brilliant goal from Alan Gow in the first half. And that is as good a strike as you will see. Top corner. Keohane into the penalty area, goes down. And the referee points to the spot. Darren Deadman gives Exeter a penalty. Well, Gillingham are claiming the initial contact was outside the penalty area. And it's a yellow card for Roman Vincelot. And a chance for Jamie Cureton to get his second of the night. Good save by Nelson. Gathered cleanly by the goalkeeper. Well, Cureton, who scored earlier on, fails to make it 3-2. It's still opening up in the latter stages. Keohane. Good challenge on Cureton on the edge of the penalty area. Well, the tackle's really flying in now. It was Vincelot coming out. Cureton! Well, he's done it this time, and that makes up for the penalty miss. Just when it seemed as though we might be heading for a 2-2 draw, Cureton has popped up again. 15 goals in 18 games now. One last chance maybe for Gillingham to get themselves back on level terms. Nodding back into the box and off the top of the crossbar. Over comes the long throw. Exeter have got plenty of players back behind the ball. It's Charlie Allen's header down, which he's gathered as the full-time whistle goes.
This is the substitute, Alex Fisher. Oh, my.
And they've pickpocketed them here. It's Joel Randall.
Comes out here for a fine effort and a fine goal from Harry Kite.
Pressure off the ball from the visitors. Now there's another chance here to find the equaliser, and this time it is tucked in by Matt J.
As you can see behind me, there is never a quiet moment when you're the groundsman. Here is a mini pitch renovation update from Chaz as he's been working on it this week.
Okay, so I'll just quickly review yesterday. Turf went back just behind me. You struggle to see it unless you stood on top of it. So that went really well, really pleased with that. And as I said, there was water in the bottom of it as we were digging it out, so we knew we got the area we were looking for. This morning was an early start. We had the grab lorry in with sand in. There's a 16 tonne of sand gone on the pitch to sort of help the root zone, give the worms something to chew on, and hopefully dry it up a little bit. That's all going to be brushed in, and then the pitch will have a couple of days rest. And at the moment, you can see in the background, we've got the verti-drain. Mark sat on the verti-drain. Been on there since 7:30 this morning, so I'll give him a break in a minute, and he can have a cup of tea and a biscuit. But yeah, going really well. Sun's out, beautiful day, perfect conditions for a groundsman to get on with stuff. Little short window, but we're doing the best we can, and so it's all good stuff.
I mean, what's next? You know, you're counting down to next Wednesday night's game. What's your plan of action?
Well, the plan of action, probably most importantly, is the pitch is getting a rest. We'll do our job today, then it'll get Friday, Saturday, Sunday rest. Hopefully there'll be a bit of reasonable weather, a bit of sunshine, so the plant can get going again. The sand can dry up and break down, go into the surface, and then we'll start preparing on Monday for Wednesday. Or actually we'll probably leave Monday, give it another rest on Monday, start Tuesday ready for Wednesday, and then we're back to games bang 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 one after the other. So hopefully this will have helped it along, kept us going, and we're looking good.
You mentioned the verti drain there. I mean, that is mighty slow. How long does it take to do the whole pitch?
All depends what gear you're in. You can do it anything from a couple hours to 8, 9, 10 hours, depending on how close the spacings are. Today we're sort of a medium spacing, so we're about 4 to 5 inches of spacing between the tines. Just trying to get that nice bit of hole in, get the air in the surface, and there's no rain forecast, but if it was to rain, that'll go in. And also, because we sanded first, it's taking some of the sand into the surface as we're doing it. Just lucky we can do everything in the right sequence, and hopefully we'll all, the results will benefit from the results of the pitch on, the way we're looking after the pitch. So yeah,
brilliant. I mean, you're a busy man, so we'll let you crack on.
Thank you very much.
What was his first goal? When was his first red card? And what about his first pair of boots? Rory McArdle answers all those questions and more in his Football Firsts.
Do you remember your first football boots you had as a youngster?
I remember, well, not me buying them, but my mum and dad buying them. They were from a market in Leyburn in North Yorkshire. We were on a bit of a family trip and stumbled across this market stall that were selling boots, and I can't even remember what brand they were, to be honest, but it was the first pair of boots, and that's all I really remember about it, to be honest.
What about the first match you attended as a supporter?
That'll have been a Sheffield Wednesday game. I vaguely remember one when Chris Waddle was playing. We were sat in the south stand, which is that down the side, and he was right in front, and he just made it look so easy. He looks so laid back, and he just sort of jinked past players like they weren't there. And that's the sort of one of my first early memories of watching a game.
First match you played in, so your debut?
So that was for Rochdale. I went on loan, and I played right back, which was a bit sort of strange at the time. I remember getting booked early doors, which was never a good start. And I think I came off after about 60, 70 minutes. I was sort of blowing a bit of a gasket. Stepping into that first team football is a big difference, and it showed on that night.
First football shirt that you had as a youngster?
I think that would have been a Sheffield Wednesday shirt. I remember Des Walker, who was a centre half at the back. It had his name on the back of it. He was probably my sort of idol, sort of growing up, watching him and seeing how good he was. A Sheffield Wednesday Des Walker shirt.
Now this one will test your memory. Can you remember what you bought with your first pay packet as a professional?
As a professional, I can remember my first one that I bought as an apprentice, if that counts.
Yeah, sure.
We were due to go on holiday, or we were going away somewhere, and I remember buying a pair of sunglasses, of all things.
That was your treat, was it?
Yeah, the highlights.
Can you remember your first red card?
Yeah, I think it was for Aberdeen. I never got sent off at Rochdale. It was a bit of a tackle that you can't really do anymore. You sort of get the ball with one foot and scissor the one with the other, which I thought I got the ball, which obviously I'm going to say, but you're not allowed to sort of bring your other foot through. The ref deemed it a red card.
First goal you scored?
That was away at Macclesfield. Bit of a ball over to the back post, so like a free header for Rochdale, this is, and just managed to head it in, and couldn't really miss, to be honest. Probably a nice one to get.
First car you owned?
A black Fiat Punto. I bought it off one of the lads who was a year above me as an apprentice at Chef Wednesday. He used to take us up to college in it, and he used to look after it. So when he decided he was selling it, I thought, it's a nice clean car, so I'll buy it off him.
Did it treat you well?
Yeah, it was. Lovely little car.
What was I don't know if this is one you can answer on, but your first embarrassing moment in football? Have you ever had anything that sort of made you really, like, when you've seen it again, you've been like,
Yeah. I remember, it's quite funny now laughing about it. As an apprentice, a team tried to take a free kick and they just clipped it into the defence. Everyone stopped. So as the ball's come in, I've just caught the ball to throw it back, and the ref's given a free kick. So everyone thought the ref had blown. Everyone stopped. I've caught the ball, and he says, "I'm not blowing the whistle." But we was like, everybody stopped. So it was quite embarrassing at the time, but
And final question: can you remember your first hairdryer moment? That first rollicking that you got from the manager.
Probably the one that I can remember, really, just because some of the lads still joke about it now. I was at Bradford. We played Bristol Rovers away, and the assistant manager, Steve Parkin, he was my gaffer at Rochdale. So we always had a really good relationship, but I think he knew how to sort of get the best out of me as well. He wasn't one for putting an arm around me and things like that. He knew sometimes I needed a bit of a kick up the bum to get me going. And I'd not had a great first half, and he came in and he took me to the cleaners really in front of everyone. Didn't hold back. And some of the lads still joke about it now. It's quite funny, the stuff that was said, but it's one of them things that it gets me going a little bit, so I don't mind it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okie doke.
Follow in your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks, you're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one. Abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
It's now time for the Exeter City fan view. We spoke to avid Grecian and part of the media team, Lorcan Hankin, about his views on the game ahead.
Lorcan, thanks for joining us. Just kick off, can you just tell us a little bit about how you became a City fan and your memories that stick out to you so far?
Sure. I think my first game was back in 2012. I think it was a 3-0 defeat to Morecambe. But I was sat in the old stand as it was now and sort of just fell in love there. Went with a family friend, and then we started going to every home game, a few away games, and then just kept on going, went with friends, and made my way onto the Big Bank, and been going every sort of Saturday since.
And to be fair, if you see us lose 3-0 to Morecambe and come back for more, then that's got to be a positive sign, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So this season you've been helping us out on home match days with a bit of coverage. I mean, how much have you been enjoying that, and has it been beneficial to your studies?
Oh, it's been so good. Like I said, I've been a fan since for 8 years now. So scrolling through Twitter, I saw the opportunity arise. I was like, I have to do it because, especially now with my studies, it's all sort of online because of COVID. I thought I had more time to sort of get more experience, and it was the perfect opportunity. So I'm loving it. Doing the match reports, done the one Facebook updates for the Colchester match, and that was crazy. And the week before, sat with Lewis Ward where he's writing the match report. So it's all a bit surreal, but seeing that, I guess, behind the scenes aspect has been really good. So I guess I've seen it from a fan's point of view, but now what goes on behind the scenes, I'm enjoying it.
Has it been what you expected it would be like? I mean, I don't know what being in the role, I don't really know what fans expect, the kind of things that us guys do, but has it been kind of, as you expected, or?
Yeah, no, I think it has been. I guess it's a bit, like I said, a bit surreal. Like I'm the one, like obviously on a match day, I'll be the one just looking at the Facebook updates and Twitter. Then they're seeing it from behind the scenes, like looking at Craig over, just doing frantically typing the updates, or I guess the game, like just doing the goal gifts. Like I'm the one actually doing that and doing the copy behind it. I think there's a lot of freedom as well of what you can do, which I'm enjoying. So yeah, it is what I expected, but yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's going well, hopefully. Yeah, I'm liking it.
Huge responsibility as well to make sure you get those details correct, because you will get picked up on them by the fans otherwise.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think what game was it? I done the half-time update and I accidentally put the wrong score, and then fans within seconds like, oh, conflicting information, what's going on? You have to quickly edit it. But yeah, hopefully not too many mistakes so far.
We had some good news today in that, up to 2,000 fans should be able to return to James Park in the very near future. I mean, from someone who would often be in the big bank but has also seen games behind closed doors, I mean, that must come to as good news for yourself, and it's going to be great to see people back, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously 2,000 people, but having anyone back will help the boys out a lot. Obviously it won't be the same, but I think, to be honest, I think having no fans sort of might have helped the young lads, especially maybe like people like Josh Key, Randall, not having that, if they made a mistake, having people on their back. But I think now they're fully cemented in the team. It'll be great to have people back supporting them. Hopefully we can push through the busy festive period and beyond. But no, I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's FA Cup this weekend as well. The
yes.
oldest and most famous cup competition in the world, I believe. I mean, there's always something a little exciting about that, regardless of who or where you're playing, isn't there? Yeah,
definitely. I think the opportunity to play one of the big teams is something every club wants. Now that fans, could be back, hopefully we could be in the hat for round 3, get a big team down at SJP. But yeah, like I said, anything can happen in the cup. Obviously Gillingham are a league above. I was looking at their team. They've got some big strikers. At Oliver, we played in the playoff final, and John Akinde. But no, it'd be interesting to see what will happen Saturday, and hopefully we can progress through, and that magic of the cup is still alive.
Like you say, it's Gillingham are a pretty well established League One team, and good manager in Steve Evans. I mean, after the last game being a 6-1, I mean, it's probably a good way to test yourself against higher opposition, isn't it?
Definitely. And, if we're up there, the top of League 2, we should be competing with teams around sort of Gillingham in League 1. Obviously, there might be a bit of squad rotation, but, our squad depth this year, is great. We've got people like Fisher, Jose, Atangana coming back in. Hartridge might get some minutes. So, whatever squad we put out should be able to stand the test of Gillingham, and it should be a really good game.
Absolutely. And have you got any sort of favourite moments from the FA Cup from your City sporting days? I mean, we've played the likes of Liverpool, West Brom over the last few years, so I'm guessing those are probably more standout.
Yeah, right. I remember making the trip up to Anfield. Was it 4,000 Grecians there? And it was, we lost 3-0, but just the whole occasion as a whole, like, obviously Anfield was, even though it was a small FA Cup match for them, was packed out, hearing You Never Walk Alone. And just the whole, that's what I mean, that's what the FA Cup can do, sort of those fixtures that aren't, likely week in, week out. So yeah, that game sticks out for me. The home fixture as well, getting the draw, I was crammed into the big bank and I weren't as big as I am now. So I think at one point when we scored, my feet sort of left the ground. But no, it's moments like that which, that's what the FA Cup's for, and that's what it can bring. So,
absolutely. I mean, and just to finish up, as we always do, we'll have to ask you for your score prediction and see how confident you're going to be.
God, I reckon it's going to be a 2-1 win, a Jose winner.
There we go. We'll take that for sure. Hopefully in normal time, not injury time as well. Or extra time. So, thanks for taking time to speak to us, and we'll see you very soon.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us on Park Life this afternoon. Let's hope by 4 o'clock the Grecians are in round 3 when the big boys come into the mix. You can catch the game on iFollow for just £10 and there's still time to pick up your match pass. That's all for now. Come on, City!